morning. Oh, it is another Saturday, and I am a little bit tired because I had a late night last night, but I was just staying in, um, playing Dungeons and Dragons, as you do. Doesn't matter if it's a night in or a night out. If I stay up late, I'm tired the next day. So here we are. My body still woke me up at 6:30, so got up, started some laundry, had a protein shake, and now I'm making a list of some things that I want to get done today. Originally, I was supposed to go hiking with a friend today, but unfortunately they got sick, so if you're watching this, I hope you feel better soon. So that leaves me a whole bunch of time to kind of catch up on things that I've been wanting to do, and take care of the things that I just gotta do. Make myself my own little honey-do list here. And I'm realizing that one of the first things I gotta do is start cleaning up some of the old stuff before I go out and get new stuff. So let's start there. And you've probably seen through clips of just me filming whilst in my home that there's just an accumulation of things on top of there. And, I'm pretty good about throwing out old stuff, but I think it's time to just kind of go through these cabinets. There's no food in here, so that's fine. But just go through what I have and get rid of the stuff that I don't need anymore, like this empty bottle of Jameson. So you just hang it right there, and I'm gonna see how much of that. All right, let me pick you up and show you now. So we now just have a few things left. Look at all the room for activities. But I kept my snacks. I mean, my protein bars. I eat like one of these every single day at work. I got rid of most of like the candy that was in here because it was from Christmas time. I kept this, and this is a special cookie. I'm not sure if the person who has the other set of these cookies ate his or not yet, but hopefully not. I got rid of a lot of the bottles, as you can see down here. Emptied some of them out because they're just old or empty. But I do keep some bottles for sentimental value. I'll get over it eventually. But this is actually whiskey from when I went out to Nashville. I got from a distillery out there. This is a beer that I was gifted by one of my old mentors at work. But everything else has stuff in it. So Jameson Cold Brew, a couple of wines back here, Maker's Mark, and Angostura Bitters. And then, just like all that extra room that was being taken up just by tins and all that stuff. I guess I'm just going to like get rid of the tins. They're really cute. So maybe I'll ask my mom if she wants them or something. But otherwise, I think that's a lot nicer. And so with that done, I'm going to now sort through the rest of my kitchen and see if there's stuff that can be thrown out. Because like I said, I'm good about throwing out stuff that expires, but there might just be stuff that I missed. So you don't need to see that part though. So we'll skip ahead a little bit here. Okay. And after some behind the scenes magic, now cleaned up every, very empty, don't mind that, cupboard that holds food, and I even made it look a little nicer. And it turns out there were some things in the cupboards that I had missed that expired, like tea. I guess I just hadn't thought to check it. And also honey. So the things that I probably bought together, most likely. So now, with everything cleaned up, I can really assess the situation and figure out what I'm going to fill them back up with. There. Now I've got a list. Now to put it into action. But first, I'm going to get out of these sweatpants. Because as comfy as they are, I don't really want to go out in them. And there we go. That's a little bit better. And before I go out and start getting this stuff knocked out, I have a couple of updates for you. The first one is it's not bad news, but it's not great news. If you guys remember last week, this little girl was keeping much of my attention because she had a litter of kittens. Now, Bacon is what I've named her, and she is a stray cat. She is a feral cat. She's a neighborhood cat, so I have no control over her other than I put food out and she comes and eats it. And from that clip from last week, you guys saw that she was like close by. I was able to get to her. I was able to, kind of just make sure she was okay and check on her and make sure that the kittens were okay. But since then, little Bacon, stubborn little girl, decided to go somewhere else. We still see her come back, but her and presumably her babies are now in another spot that we don't even know where they're at. So I imagine that everything's probably okay, because she's still coming back and like getting food. But yeah, I don't really have that easy access to Bacon anymore to keep checking on her. But just know that she's still around and most likely is still taking care of those babies. So that's the first update. The second update, I'm going to come outside and show you rather than talk to you about it, because I'm just going to let you look at it and see how pretty it is. Look at that. So you guys can see these flowers that I bought last year, and I've mentioned a couple of times in the vlogs, like I just planted them, they were dying, and I left them hoping that they would start growing, and boy, they sure did once the rains came. But also cilantro. I planted cilantro like last year maybe, and then it was gone, and then it just, I guess there were seeds in there and it grew back. But isn't that like such a beautiful color combo, like the dark green with the purple? There's some grass weeds in there I gotta pull, but even that looks nice. Like it's just this big bouquet. And I think that like the scent of the cilantro even keeps bugs away a little bit, because I see no bugs. The only bugs that I see in that area are like pincher bugs because of the bricks that are there. They just go in between the bricks. And then I also see like slugs, but I don't know why they're there, but they go after the cat food overnight if it's left out and still in there. Yeah, like those flowers look super healthy. There's so many of them, and I don't see any kind of like disease on them. I don't see any like bug infestation on them, which I've had issues with just that little garden plot with bugs coming on the plants, because I mean, it's in the middle of concrete, so bugs are like, oh hey, real estate, let's take it over. As a plane passes overhead, I need to snuff out this candle, grab my wallet and my keys, make sure I've got this list written down, and I have two stops. One of them is the grocery store. The other one might be multiple stops, because I'm looking for a couple of things to replace some of my old things and also add to things I already have. You'll see what I mean. Alright, picked up a cheap set of activewear, some shorts and a shirt to add to my gym wear, and now I just need a new belt. Which one? I personally prefer the clicky ones that you can just like click, 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 click until it stops. But this one's gonna have to do. So we're gonna grab this guy right here, because the next best thing is being able to stick this thing into any of these holes that you can stretch open. And the last thing I'm going to look for, that I doubt they have, is going to be some new work shoes, because believe it or not, even though it's only been a couple of months, mine are trashed. I stand corrected? They have tons of work shoes. They've even got wellies. Right, let's see how long these last me. I give it a month. Well, it started out good. The pants were $7. And then somehow the total ended up being 86. Oh well, got what I needed. And this truly is turning into just a two-stop shop. I didn't think it would, but I'm at the grocery store, so I'm gonna go get those and then head back home. See you in a sec. Just pop you right there, should be good. Jumped ahead a couple hours from when you last saw, maybe like 2 hours or so. All the groceries are put away, all the laundry's done. I did a bunch of dishes. I had some late breakfast, but that's okay, still breakfast. And a little bit of a late coffee as well. Cheers. One of the advantages to having weekends or time to myself on the weekend is I get a lot of time to reflect. You've probably heard me use that word a lot in recent vlogs. And one thing that I wanted to reflect on and look at today that I haven't really put much focus on recently is that goals list that I made, and just kind of reintroducing you to it, kind of reintroducing myself to it to see like what's on here. what have I done so far, and what can I do moving forward. So of my 10 original goals for 2024, I've repaired my PC twice now. I finished that Imbibe book, and I have tried some of the recipes, and I think I mentioned like some of the recipes I'm not going to be making at home because I'm not going to buy a whole bottle of something just to make something like once or twice, especially if I don't like it. So I'm just going to order it when I'm out, and yeah, so still ordering things from the book and trying them. Finishing a learning thing for my work, that was a big deal for me to get completed, so that's done. But of the things that are left, I mean, one of them, running 3 miles in 20 minutes or less, not sure that's going to happen this year, just based on the way that my joints are talking to me. I'll still be running, but 3 miles in 20 minutes or less, I don't know. Something's going to have to shift. Improving my fitness and wellness, like I've mentioned, I have gained weight, but it's been in combination with like lifting heavier weight. Like I've been gaining weight in tandem with lifting heavier weight, so gaining muscle. So it's like it's an aspect of my fitness that I've never had. Like I've never been able to lift really heavy weight, nor have I weighed a weight heavier than I have like for the past 10 years. So I feel like I'm working on that. That's going to be a consistent that's going to be a thing that happens through the rest of the year. Keep recording weekly vlogs. That's one that also is going to be something that is just over time, like throughout the year. I'm not going to just check it off as it being done because the year's not over. And I don't know that I am going to hold myself to make a vlog every single week because sometimes there's genuinely nothing going on, like this weekend. Or maybe I won't be around for a weekend and like I'll be somewhere where I can't record anything. So that's possible. So that's something that's going to go through the year. Really, that leaves getting a certification for IT, finding a bigger place to live that's financially feasible, which is, I don't think that place exists in Southern California, to be perfectly honest. And create a social media presence around wellness is something that I could pursue. It's just a matter of like putting my mind to it if it's something that I really want to do. I feel like it's something that I could do because I've been going to the gym consistently. I've been improving certain aspects of my own fitness. So I feel like maybe once I get into a spot where I'm like, okay, I have built my own foundation. Now let's like start building this foundation that other people can like build off of and like get feedback on and stuff like that. So I feel like that's something that I might pursue next. And then there's the blurred goal that you're not allowed to see. So don't worry about that one. I also put on these lists like places that I want to travel, things that I want to do, things I want to improve. But really, when I like put those down, I was thinking more of in general. Like these are the things that I enjoy and I want to do for the rest of my life, moving into the future. Because there's no way I'm going to Scotland, Ireland, Poland, United Kingdom, Japan, Colorado, Washington, again, Montana, Chicago, and Alabama all this year. No, probably not any of them, to be perfectly honest. But I love the Renaissance Fair. I like going to baseball games. I like running in different places, trying new breweries and coffee shops. So like those other lists are more for like moving into the future, like kind of trying to establish who I am and what I like. Because when people ask me like, "What do you do for fun?" I'm like, I don't know. And it's not things that I do all the time. I don't go to a Renaissance Fair every weekend. I don't go to baseball games all the time or hardly ever. But they're things that I enjoy. So it's like, what do you like to do instead of like, what do you do all the time? What do I do all the time? I go to work, I come home, I eat food, I go sleep. And that's a majority of the days. And the rest of my day today is going to be probably reflecting on these goals, potentially establishing a plan for that social media presence around wellness. However, I'm going to be playing D&D again tonight. I know I just played last night. We're playing again tonight, and we're going to have a double header for our D&D. A D&D double header. A DDDH. Let's do something different. Let's just try one thing, shall we? Nothing that I'm going to do. This is something I'm going to ask you to do. If you're watching this, I've been talking about my goals, right? The goals list that I have and all that stuff. What goals do you have for this year, for your life, or just like what things do you enjoy doing that bring happiness to your life? Very general question, but let me know in the comments. I like learning about my friends, who are typically the people that are watching these. But if I don't know you and you're watching this, feel free to leave a comment as well. I don't really ask for that kind of stuff because I just do this to record my life and like be able to look back on it, on the things that I enjoy doing. So if you want to do it, awesome. If not, that's totally fine too. I am going to kick back and relax for several hours though until that D&D session. So I will catch up with you when there's more to catch up with you on. Sound good? All right. Later. That was a nice nap. I've just woken up from a nice little nap. I did do a little bit of streaming, and I've just been enjoying my day. And then I was like, I'm a little bit sleepy. I want to make sure I have a little energy recharge before we do D&D here. So I had a nice nap. I didn't intend on taking a nap, but in just about one more hour, we'll be playing D&D again. Well, it's now Sunday. And I did indeed just go over to the gym and get a little bit of a run in. And yesterday I was talking about how one of my goals was to create like a social media presence with fitness and wellness. And I think in order for me to do that properly, I have to have my own foundation that I'm standing on so that I can like help identify foundations that other people can use to build up their fitness and wellness and chase after their goals. So today actually marks 50 workouts, 50 lifting sessions, and 10 runs in the last 86 days. So right around January 27th was my first run, and then followed by my first workout, and I've been tracking it all in Strava over the last days since January 27th. Since then, I've also been drinking or consuming more protein. I've also tried creatine, which has helped with the muscle and the strength building. So I think that foundation that I'm looking for might be kind of already under my feet. I don't know what it's gonna look like or what it's officially gonna be. I still have to hash out like all the details and stuff. But I can tell you that it's also mostly not gonna be on these vlogs. It'll either be here on my Instagram that I made a long time ago doing some fitness stuff on, or it'll be here, which is my other YouTube channel where I did make some exercise videos in the past when I was living back at home, and I just had a garage gym in my parents' garage, and they still have all the stuff there, but obviously I couldn't take all that with me here. I don't have anywhere to put it, hence the gym pass and the running shoes and all that stuff. I think that it is something that I'll be able to do though, if I can really formulate how I want it to look, what I want it to be, and kind of build my own story into it. I don't know, maybe it could help somebody. I don't have one way to find out. With that, as the sun comes through, oh, hang on, I forgot. I received a package when I walked outside this morning. And it would seem to be, oh, see, I got some stickers too. I don't even want to take it out of the package, but we've got Speaking Dreams Local Podcast Club from Cerritos, California. This is the podcast that I was telling you guys about like a month ago, a couple weeks ago. And they just started selling merch. So you can go and find it right over here if you'd like to get your own. But I guess before you go and buy their merch, or after you buy their merch, if you want to look at check out the podcast, it's right here. It is Speaking Dreams Podcast. Just three brothers get together. They talk about sports. They talk about music. They talk about family. I love it. And so now, with that, as the sun rises on this beautiful Sunday morning, I am going to wrap up the vlog here because there's not much else doing today. And believe it or not, I got a lot out of yesterday. So thank you guys for watching. Hope that you guys enjoy these vlogs. And much love. If nothing else, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.